She's a killer. She's the future of mixed martial arts. British-Bulgarian prodigy Dakota Ditcheva is redefining the flyweight division, rising through the ranks of the Professional Fighters League with a momentum that feels unstoppable. Like a wave machine, her rise gathers power with every fight, spreading through the innovative, unpredictable fight scene of Europe. From Manchester to Paris, from Newcastle to Dublin, Dakota has proven that fighting is more than survival. It's a reflection of discipline, instinct, and evolution. And when those elements collide, they create destruction. For years, Dakota dominated the world of Muay Thai, sculpting her craft under the fierce tutelage of her mother, Lisa Howarth, herself a British champion. From an early age, Dakota showed the same hunger, the same ferocity, and a sense of rhythm in combat that could not be taught. In the squared circle, she found not only success but also identity. 9 straight wins, 5 of them by savage finishes, crowned her as one of Britain's most dangerous strikers. She carved through opponents with surgical precision, using elbows and knees that sang with violence. But even warriors stumble on their way to greatness. In a fateful bout for the world title, Dakota met the champion Amy Puri, and lost. It was a painful lesson, a reminder that perfection in fighting doesn't exist. Yet that loss became her ignition point. Dissatisfied and restless, Dakota turned her gaze toward a new challenge, one that would test her mind, body, and soul, the world of mixed martial arts. When she stepped into the cage for the first time, few believed that a pure striker could adapt to the complexities of MMA. They were wrong. The MMA world wasn't ready for Dakota Ditcheva. She tore through her first 5 opponents with shocking ease, blending her Muay Thai roots with a fast-developing grappling game. Each fight was shorter than the last. Her accuracy, her distance management, and her instinct for the finish turned her into a rising nightmare for anyone standing across from her. Then came her moment on the big stage. The Professional Fighters League, Europe's most prestigious MMA organization, offered her a contract. This was the proving ground for the continent's best, and Dakota accepted the challenge with her signature calm confidence. She didn't talk much, she let her strikes speak for her. Her first big fight came against Hassan Gabber, an experienced striker known for her durability. The event was in Manchester, Dakota's home turf, and the energy inside the arena was electric. The moment the bell rang, Dakota's footwork dictated the fight. Her sharp counters and stabbing front kicks landed like sniper shots, breaking Gabber's rhythm. Midway through the second round, a perfectly timed body kick made Gabber fold to the canvas, clutching her midsection as the referee rushed to stop the fight. The crowd erupted. A hometown hero was born that night. 3 months later, Dakota returned for her second fight in the PFL, this time facing Catherine Gorgenise, a wrestler with a reputation for relentless pressure. But what Gorgenise discovered was that Dakota wasn't just a striker anymore, she was evolving. Every takedown attempt was punished. Every clinch was met with swift, punishing knees. Early in the second round, Dakota dropped her opponent with a flying knee that landed squarely under the chin, following up with brutal hammer fists that forced another referee stoppage. The ending looked like something from a superhero film, fast, decisive, and spectacular. Within a year, Dakota had adjusted to the PFL format and established herself as one of Europe's most exciting prospects. Her skill set was complete. Her confidence is unshakable. And in 2023, she entered the PFL Europe Flyweight Tournament, a single-elimination contest featuring the continent's best athletes and a $100,000 prize. Many analysts predicted she wouldn't make it past the first round. But Dakota wasn't there to meet expectations. She was there to shatter them. Her quarterfinal bout took place in Newcastle against Malin Hermansson, a Swedish fighter known for her aggression and wrestling. Hermansson entered the cage with fire in her eyes, determined to expose the young Brit. But from the opening bell, it was clear that Dakota's composure and technical superiority would rule the night. Switching stances like a prime McGregor, she used her long frame to pick Hermansson apart with jabs, teeps, and knees. When Hermansson tried to close the distance, Dakota threw her around like a rag doll, showcasing newfound strength and grappling awareness. Then came the surprise. After a smooth transition from top mount to back control, Dakota locked in a rear naked choke, the first submission win of her career. It was the moment she silenced all critics. She wasn't just a striker anymore. She was a complete mixed martial artist. The semifinal in Paris would test her more than ever before. Across from her stood Cornelia Holm, a Swedish veteran and submission specialist. Holm was experienced and confident and had publicly dismissed Dakota's chances. "You compare my fighting experience, it's huge," Holm said before the bout. "It's a lot bigger than hers. Going into the second and third rounds, that's definitely an advantage for me." But on fight night, experience met evolution. From the southpaw stance, Dakota controlled distance with surgical precision. Holm's first takedown came within 30 seconds, but Dakota scrambled up instantly, breaking the grip and resetting the fight in her preferred range. Using jabs, teeps, and punishing knees, she wore Holm down piece by piece. By the end of the first round, the Swede was clinging desperately to Dakota, trying to survive. The second round began, and Dakota unleashed chaos. A crisp 1-2 combo rocked Holm, followed by a knee that made her legs buckle. Holm's instincts kept her alive, but her body was breaking down. When the fight returned to the mat, Dakota nearly locked in another rear naked choke, showing how far her grappling had come. But instead of finishing on the ground, she released Holm, inviting her back up to her doom. Seconds later, Dakota detonated a 1-2 straight down the pipe, then a vicious head kick that sent Holm crashing to the canvas. The crowd exploded in disbelief. Holm, known for her toughness, had been finished in spectacular fashion. With that knockout, Dakota earned her place in the tournament final, scheduled in Dublin, Ireland. 7 knockouts in 9 fights, numbers that surpassed even the finishing rates of legends like Amanda Nunes and Chris Cyborg. The narrative was clear. Dakota Ditcheva was on the verge of greatness. In Dublin, she faced Valentina Scatisi, a muscular Italian powerhouse with the physique of a bodybuilder and the attitude of a storm. The contrast between the two fighters couldn't have been sharper. Scatisi was power, aggression, and muscle. Dakota was grace, precision, and rhythm. "She's a good opponent," Scatisi said confidently before the fight, "but maybe she's never fought someone like me." When the cage door shut, reality hit fast. Scatisi charged like a bull, pressing forward with wild punches. Dakota, calm and calculating, absorbed the pressure, then struck back with lightning knees to the body. The thuds echoed through the arena. Every time Scatisi tried to clinch, she was met with another knee, another elbow, another painful reminder that Dakota's Muay Thai instincts were still her deadliest weapon. As the fight wore on, Dakota's confidence grew. She controlled the clinch effortlessly, landing knees that snapped Scatisi's head back. Even in grappling exchanges, she was unshakable, defending takedowns and reversing positions. Her counterstrikes came with ruthless timing, punishing Scatisi's every mistake. Then came the turning point. A perfectly placed knee to the body made the Italian gasp for air, followed by a right hand that rattled her skull. Scatisi's face began to swell, her left eye ballooning grotesquely under the punishment. Dakota, sensing weakness, targeted the damaged side with sniper precision. The referee called in the doctor, who took one look and waved the fight off. Scatisi could no longer see. The Dublin crowd roared as Dakota fell to her knees, tears of triumph and exhaustion streaming down her face. After years of sweat, heartbreak, and relentless evolution, she had done it. PFL Europe Flyweight Champion, $100,000 richer, and with the combat world at her feet. That night wasn't just a victory. It was a statement. Dakota Ditcheva had proven that skill and intelligence could conquer brute strength. She had proven that precision could defeat chaos. Her story, though, is far from over. Now hailed as the best female fighter outside of the UFC, Dakota prepares for the next step in her journey. On July 19, 2025, she will travel to South Africa to face Sumiko Inaba, an explosive Hawaiian-Japanese contender known for her relentless ground and pound. It's a clash of styles, nations, and legacies waiting to be written. Inaba is a rising force from Bellator's ranks, known for her grappling control and heavy top pressure. Many analysts believe her wrestling could pose problems for Dakota. Others argue that Dakota's striking, now sharpened to a razor's edge, will once again dictate the fight. For Dakota, this is more than another title defense. It's a chance to prove she's not just Europe's best, but one of the world's elite. The road from Muay Thai prodigy to MMA champion hasn't been easy. It's a journey paved with discipline, blood, and an unbreakable will to evolve. Every setback became a stepping stone. Every doubt became motivation. From the humid gyms of Thailand to the roaring arenas of Europe, Dakota has carried her mother's legacy and built her own empire of violence. What sets Dakota apart isn't just her skill, it's her philosophy. She treats combat as a language of motion and emotion. Her combinations flow like brushstrokes, her timing like rhythm in a symphony. Whether it's a knee in the clinch or a precise counter from range, every move tells a story. And that story has just begun. Behind the glamour and the lights, there's still the same quiet young woman from Manchester who fell in love with the sound of pads and the smell of sweat. She trains like her life depends on it because, in many ways, it does. In this sport, nothing is guaranteed. Every fight could be your last. But Dakota has never feared that. She welcomes it. Because for her, the cage isn't a place of danger, it's home. With the support of her mother and the respect of a growing global fan base, Dakota Ditcheva stands as a symbol of a new generation, fighters who blend beauty with brutality and technique with tenacity. Her name echoes through gyms across Europe as an example of what happens when heritage, hunger, and heart collide. Now, as the countdown begins to her showdown with Sumiko Inaba, the world watches closely. Can Dakota extend her reign as the most dominant champion outside the UFC? Or will the Hawaiian storm derail her rise? For now, all we know is this: Dakota Ditcheva has already carved her place in combat sports history. Every strike, every finish, every moment in that cage adds another brushstroke to her masterpiece. And as long as she keeps painting with blood, precision, and purpose, her legacy will continue to grow.